topics.
Yeah.
So
First off, it was with Brian Kemp, right?
Okay,
That's
so
your boy?
yeah.
All right, cool.
So we're going to talk about Brian Kemp today.
Okay.
And also PV student voting in Texas. There's a lot going on. Pay attention to that.
Yeah, that was crazy.
The officer that got fired after the whole Tamir Rice incident, he actually got rehired. We're going to talk about that.
Yep.
I have a segment, and we were supposed to talk about Taylor Swift, but all my friends are here for the weekend. They actually came from Jersey and from North Carolina.
Wow.
The Hilltop Girls. Woo! So if you hear them, they're gonna chime in. So there's women in here today. I'm not the only woman in here today, okay?
Right.
So we're gonna have some comments from them too.
Okay.
And so we've been just hanging out doing our thing this weekend, and also we're gonna follow up on Ford because your boy out here wilding, and now Ford gotta fire people, okay? The people y'all voted for, because I didn't elect him. I don't have nothing to do with him. All right, so let's get started.
Okay, let's do it.
Now, all these people are out here doing all these wonderful things, getting people registered to vote, right?
Yep.
Baby, Georgia, you got to get it together.
They trying to finesse the system.
They are trying to. This dude, Brian Kemp, he is the king of finesse.
Yep.
How are you going to be the Secretary of State and run for governor? So you're in charge of the votes for people that are voting for the position you're trying to get.
Yep.
So we have to make sure we stay behind Stacey Abrams. I mean, we are not biased by any means as a show. But personally, I think that's wrong. So you don't have to vote for who I vote for. I'm just telling you what's going on, okay? I think it's wrong that he's able to do that because he's finessing the system. He's been finessing the system.
Yeah.
We spoke about this before on a previous episode, but we're just going to bring you up to speed about what's going on.
Yeah.
Okay. So, the Democratic Party computers were hacked. We know that, right? Because Mueller's been investigating Trump and the Russians for almost over a year now. So we already know there's nobody can say, oh no, maybe not. It's just, no. They have already indicted Russians. They've already been indicted. We know it's true, okay? So let's go back to the beginning. In 2016, during the election, Trump, remember he was saying, wouldn't it be funny if the Russians hacked into Hillary Clinton's emails? Well, they did.
Yeah.
And remember that they put the emails out and everybody was in a frenzy about it because they found out what she was saying, and so it kind of made her look bad. But you know, emails, you got to be careful.
And she's a politician, so everybody got some dirt. So
everybody got some shady shit going on.
Yeah, most definitely.
So then he, like I said, he said, so wouldn't it be funny if they hacked them? The FBI investigation began. Homeland Security warned the Secretary of State in a few different states. Iowa. Where's Trump always going to campaign at?
That's a swing state.
He's always going to all those states that, Iowa, Georgia.
Ohio is probably one.
Ohio.
Yeah.
So the FBI said, look, we need to let y'all know that there's some hacking going on. So Brian Kemp, the Secretary of State, he's like, yeah, maybe, maybe not. I think that this is just something the Democrats have put out there to try to. No, that's not. I've told you several times, boom, they're trying to hack, they're trying to hack, they're trying to hack. Okay. So in August in 2016, the FBI sent a warning to the Secretary of State to beef up their firewalls. Brian Kemp said, nah, we're not going to do that. We're not going to beef up our firewalls because the Democrats are playing games and we ain't got money like that. So remember, they sued him. Remember that? Okay.
That's wild.
So they said that they were not going to pursue anything else. They're just going to continue doing everything the way that they've been doing it, which is the electronic voting system. So, you go, you vote, you push the button in the thing, you're out, right? Most states back up their votes with paper, but we don't, because we don't need to, because our shit is tight, according to Brian Kemp. Okay, so cybersecurity said that they need to bring everything up to speed. They still didn't do it. August 2016, they were informed that they were being hacked. Now, they keep telling you for 2 years that you're being hacked. He doesn't care. So one of the servers that we've been using here in Georgia was at this one school. So not only did they get the voter information, guess what else they got? We talked about this before. Social security numbers. He still didn't do shit about it.
Wow.
So they got sued. February 2017. Now we're up to here, to this recently. The servers were vulnerable. Social security numbers got taken. Summer 2017, election advocates sued the Secretary of State for negligence. Stacey Abrams is trying to sue him again. So now, 2018, they're still trying to sue him. He's running for governor. Why isn't anybody doing anything about this? And why hasn't there been enough noise being made? Because the Republicans are trying to make it seem like this is all just something that the Democrats came up with to scare people so that you won't vote.
But, I mean, again, we're in Georgia, so you already know exactly what's going on. Kemp, older white guy. And I think, again, it's just sad how they're just trying to create loopholes again. But I guess, you know, it is what it is, but all of us have to go out and vote. That's like the biggest component for it so far.
Okay, in Mud Creek, Georgia, in May.
That sounds country.
Yeah.
You said it's called Mud Creek?
Baby, if it's not in Atlanta,
yeah,
I don't
in the
know
country.
nothing about it.
Yeah.
We
Mud
went to
Creek.
the trap haunted house last night, and when I tell you,
Yeah.
I must have rode past about 3 plantations.
That was in Coweta, right?
Baby, I don't know where it's at.
Yeah, I'm from
If it's
the
not in
area.
Atlanta, it's just somewhere.
Yeah,
the rest of
boonies.
Georgia is just one big other place, okay? Okay, so in Mud Creek, Georgia, we know that their thing was jacked up because they had 276 votes, but when they counted them, it was 670. And that's a Republican little city outside of here. I don't know where it's at.
Wow.
So Robert Mueller indicted the Russians for meddling in the elections. The indictment included a page that says they basically were hacking. They have proof. In the indictment, it has proof that they have been in Florida, Georgia, and Iowa hacking the votes. So it's not like up in the air, oh, maybe. No. They keep telling y'all over and over again that this is what happened. But this has been going on for so long that now it's starting to get into this major election where this guy is running for governor. So what Stacey Abrams wants him to do is to step down as Secretary of State, run for governor. You can't do both because it's like you're doing too much. So we got to stay on top of that. Hopefully they are successful with this. We'll see, because apparently he has way more help in this than just like
I was gonna say
his constituents.
So, do you think that Abrams that she has like a real chance, or is possibly like not
according
really
to everything that I've been reading about, she does have a chance because they were successful in suing him the first time. So they made him change the law because what he did was enact a exact match program. So what that means is the exact match program is like, say for example, my last name is hyphen something, Williams/Wallace.
Right.
If on my voter registration card and my license, if there's a space missing, or if there's like my street is road, and instead of road it just says RD, you can't vote.
That's it.
So they turned that around. So now coming up to this election, they have the remix of that because he got sued and they were successful in suing him. So now they're doing it again.
Yep.
So right now today at this point, 53,000 voter registrations are held up because of the exact match program remix.
And Kim, how about this? CNN, they recently wrote that nearly 70% of those 53,000, they're actually African American. So most of it is us. That's within that demographic. Yep. And they say that this violates the Voting Rights Act as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if you are one of those people that registered to vote this year and you think that you can't, you can.
Yeah.
Don't listen to the people at the polls. Don't listen to anybody. If you register to vote, you can vote.
Yep.
So let's just keep it pushing because the margin of error between the Abrams campaign and the Kemp campaign was within like 6 points.
Are you serious?
Last time I checked, yeah.
Because honestly, I'm a little afraid because like what you said, outside of Atlanta is white. So like I just think once we incorporate South Georgia, North Georgia, East Georgia, West Georgia, it's like predominantly white. So I don't know. If everybody votes, because there was the people that hadn't chosen whether they were Democrat or Republican, the independent votes were exactly the margin between Kemp and Abrams. Gotcha.
So if they don't have to necessarily identify as Republican or Democrat, but if they vote, let's just hope. Yo, can you not see what's going on in Georgia?
They're trying their hardest. Yeah.
Okay.
That's scary though. Like it's 2018 and they're still trying to come up with like as many ways as possible how they can just stop a black vote. But it is what it is. But it's sad, man. Like it's 2018, but we still live in Georgia, I guess. So.
Yep, 76% of voter applications were black and Latino.
Yep.
So this is a us thing.
Yeah.
So everybody vote. Also, there's a little city outside of Houston where there's some other foolishness going on around voting. In Prairie View University.
Yeah.
We need to bring this to everybody's attention too, because something similar is going on.
Yeah.
PV is a black school in a white town. PV is 80% black. The city that PV is in is 70% white. And they have been, ever since the 70s, when they passed the law to let students vote where they live instead of like where they live, where their school is, they've been trying to get people to stop doing this because the historically black colleges were all going to change the vote.
Yeah, when you have a lot of black people inside that one space.
Right.
Yep.
So in PV, they were told, now this has been going on for years and years and years. At first they told them they couldn't vote where they went to school. Now they said they can, but it's because it's so many black people in that one white area. They know that they're going to be able to change that.
That's hilarious.
So in Waller County, 2013, they said that it's illegal for students to vote, which was not true. The students in 2008, they set up a polling place, which was 3 miles away from the school. 2013, they finally got a polling location near their school.
Wow.
Now, what they're saying is they were given 2 addresses. In 2018, 10,000 students were given 2 different addresses to use to vote. They were two different districts. So say you live in housing and your address is 100, I live in housing and mine is 700. 100 is a different district than 700.
Okay.
So the guy that's running in Waller County, that's the Democratic candidate, he sent somebody in his campaign to the city and said, look, let the students vote no matter what their address is. There's something wrong with that, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so he goes down there and he says, look, we need to let the students vote. Here's the paperwork. Here's what their addresses are. They locked them up. He got out of jail, but they kept his phone.
Wow.
So now Waller County is also fighting for them to be able to vote in the right district. So there's just a whole bunch of fuckery going on because this election is so important. I just need to make sure everybody votes. I say this every week. Nothing's changed.
At all.
It's 2018 and they're still pulling the same tricks they pulled ever since the 60s.
Yeah.
So.
But I think now it's way more like sophisticated on so many different levels because now they can argue and say that it doesn't look like racism and that it's just policy.
Right.
Like in the 60s, at least it was upfront. But now what, they'll try to do is they'll try to guard it with is policy, is law. So then if you're trying to fight this, it's like, oh, like they're just tripping. But now it's just on a whole different level. It's crazy. It's crazy. And I completely agree. It's 2018 and it's still on the same way, but it's just way more sophisticated.
So now the NAACP is suing. A whole bunch of other people have gotten together to file lawsuits. And this is all after the voter registration deadline. That was over on the 9th. Each state has a different day. Georgia, it was the 9th. So if you didn't register, you missed it. And we don't like you.
That's crazy.
Because you didn't vote. You can't vote.
I registered to vote earlier this week, Kim.
You did?
I did it for you.
Yay!
I did it for you.
Thank you, Caleb.
We'll vote for Stacy. I got you.
Okay. Bring a friend to the polls. Bring a friend.